Hanuman Chalisa face-off is only now set to intensify. Amravati Member of Parliament Navneet Rana has been discharged from the Leelavati Hospital, but Rana walked out holding and flaunting the Hanuman Chalisa in her hand. After coming out of the hospital, Navneet Rana, in a series of attacks, dared Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, daring him to fight elections against her. Rana slammed Uddhav Thackeray and said she was punished just for wanting to recite the Hanuman Chalisa and that he misused his government power. Rana, being defiant, has said that Maharashtra government cannot suppress her voice. Navneet Rana has claimed that she was also ill-treated and tortured, she's alleging, while she was behind bars. Now, this independent Amravati Member of Parliament and her MLA husband Ravi Rana, remember, were taken into arrest by the Mumbai police on 24th April following their public declaration that they want to recite the Hanuman Chalisa outside Uddhav Thackeray's residence, Matoshri, in Bandra. Eventually, that did not happen. But here are the big attacks that Navneet Rana fired right after she came out of prison. Very important. First reaction, what did she say after those days of being behind bars?
मैंने किसी के नाम को इस्तेमाल करके मैं मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट नहीं बनी हूँ, इसलिए उद्धव ठाकरे को मेरा सवाल है और मेरी चेतावनी है। उन्होंने जो मतदार संघ, जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी उनको लगती है, वो उन्होंने चुनना है और उनके विरोध में मैं खड़ी होंगी और मैं दिखाऊंगी कि जनता की ताकत और राम भक्त के जो लोग हैं वो उन्हें दिखाएंगे कि राम का विरोध करने वाले की साथ में किस तरीके से जनता व्यवहार करेगी और उस समय उन्हें पता लगेगा। पर उन्होंने इलेक्शन लड़े और उनके विरोध में मैं लड़ूंगी। भगवान का नाम लेना अगर गुनाह है तो 14 दिन नहीं 14 साल रहने को मैं जेल में तैयार हूँ। अगर ये लगता है कि वो एक महिला की आवाज जेल के माध्यम से अगर दबा सकते हैं तो 14 दिन में महिला दबने वाली नहीं। हमारी लड़ाई जो है वो भगवान के नाम की लड़ाई है और मैं आगे भी उसको कंटिन्यू करने वाली हूँ। मुझे लगता है शिवसेना की अभी ये परिस्थिति आ गई है कि उनको दिखाना पड़ रहा है कि कौन असली और कौन नकली। जो असली थे वो हमारे बाड़ा साहब थे, पर आज जो भी यहाँ जा रहे हैं, जो भी अयोध्या की जिसको याद आ रही है, वो सब नकली हैं।
Let's go on ground to location in Mumbai. Dev Kotak is now joining me for all the latest. Dev, very interesting because one of her bail conditions was to not directly speak about this issue. And Dev, if you can hear me, she was being very cautious with her words, knowing fairly well about the bail conditions that need to be followed.
Despite the bail conditions that were stated in the order copy by the Sessions Court, just 2 days back, the couple have gone on record to speak to the media, and I think they have taken a fairly huge risk. This might have some legal implications also. Earlier during the day, when we spoke to someone from the legal team of Mr. Pradeep Gharat, who is the special public prosecutor representing the state, they also said the fact that they will be applying tomorrow in court and pressing for charges against the bail cancellation application. This is expected to happen tomorrow in the first half during the day between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. So, it remains to be seen in terms of what action they take. But as far as the Rana couple is concerned, they have upped their ante and they have showed no signs of bowing down or, cowering down, despite the kind of threats that were issued that, at least for a couple of days till the matter is sub judice and is in court under currently investigation. They're not supposed to be speaking to the members of the press or the media. Navneet Rana and her husband Ravi Rana had spoken to, a few channels, including India Today this morning. And they were seeming very confident. Speaking to our reporter Pankaj Upadhyay, they had also said that, I have risen up the ladder and climbed the ranks on my own merit, not taking anyone else's help to, become the independent MP or my husband becoming the MLA. So right now, currently, if I can move the camera, pan the camera a little bit, we can show you that we are under Lavi Apartments where they live on the 8th floor, 801.
So very interesting what you're telling us, Dave, that while they are interacting with the media, which was one of the bail conditions not to do, but they are still very cautious and are actually just challenging Uddhav Thackeray for fighting elections against her. So Rana couple very defiant despite getting a bail with very strict conditions. Dave, thank you very much for now. Updates coming in from Karnal. More arrests have now been made in the Karnal terror investigation. 2 more suspects have been taken into arrest by the Punjab police. Cops are saying that they have recovered a gunny bag containing explosives, and according to them, explosives have come from Pakistan and then were transported to Punjab. And also it was the issue of supplying of drugs into that area along with weapons, all of this from Pakistan. 4 more men have now been taken into arrest. Manjeet Sehgal will all the latest. Manjeet, while these suspects are being one by one taking into arrest, of course, eventually it goes down to Rinda in Pakistan under the protection of Pakistan, who's clearly an ISI stooge. But what is the implication here? Is this to try and revive the Khalistani movement, which had seen its end here in the country?
Well, Pooja, the interrogation of the 4 arrested BKI couriers has led to some startling revelations. Punjab police has arrested 4 people. 2 of them have been identified. One is Akashdeep and another is Jashanpreet Singh. Akashdeep and Jashan were used to provide logistical support to the gang led by Gurpreet Singh. They used to receive the couriers and consignments of arms and ammunition besides the narcotics at Firozpur village, and then used to deliver it to Gurpreet Singh, who would further deliver it. As much as 3 consignments were received by them. They were also successful in delivering one at the Nanded, other was dropped at Ambala, and the 3rd one was seized by the police on Thursday in Karnal. But as far as their connections with the other states is concerned, all the agencies, including the BSF, the Telangana police, and even the Nanded police, are trying to quiz the arrested the BKI operatives to find out and to join all the dots on the basis of the information being provided by these accused during their interrogation. The agencies are in fact trying to establish the Khalistan connections, the Maharashtra and Telangana's Khalistan connection. As far as the gangster turned Khalistani operative Rinda is concerned,
yes.
He has roots in Nanded as well. He's wanted in 2 of the murder cases besides half a dozen extortion
that
cases.
Student leader
but it's very first time when Telangana has been connected.
Manjeet.
So
yes, he's under Pakistan's protection, but clearly is sending all these men and all of this right now taking place to disturb law and order here in India. Please keep tracking all the latest. There's some more news coming in, but it's important to understand also what is this Karnal terror investigation. Arrest of 4 more suspected terrorists in Karnal by the anti-terror squad has led to some revelations. Now, according to the sources in the ATS teams, they have revealed there was a consignment of the RDX that was sent to Maharashtra's Nanded by gangster Harvinder Singh Rinda in March this year. According to sources, the plan was to have serial blasts in passenger trains and Mumbai local trains. And speaking to India Today TV, a senior official of the Maharashtra ATS has said that RDX is most probably not in the state anymore. But the shocking disclosure in the interrogation is that Rinda used to send the IEDs and weapons from Pakistan through drones, which means explosives, weapons and grenades have now been sent to 3 places in the country, including Punjab and Hyderabad, according to the information that has been accessed. But agencies believe that gangster Rinda is currently in Islamabad under ISI protection. A team of Nanded police has reached Karnal for further inquiry. Now, it's important to understand while these disclosures are coming up that the house and farmland of Rinda has been searched by the Nanded police on Friday as well. Relief, meanwhile, for Tajinder Singh Bagga. High Court orders the stay on his arrest. This was a midnight hearing by the Punjab and Haryana High Court, and the court ordered a stay on any course of action against Tajinder Bagga till the next hearing on the 10th of May. After respite, Bagga hailed the High Court's order and also accused Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal of suppressing his voice. He's further added that his fight against injustice will continue. This comes after the Mohali court issued fresh non-bailable warrant against Bagga. The judicial magistrate observed that the arrest of Bagga was necessary in the interest of justice and to facilitate the investigation. Meanwhile, Bharatiya Janata Party yesterday held an agitation outside Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence over Bagga's arrest. Not just that, Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant, BJP Yuva Morcha and Member of Parliament Tejasvi Surya met Bagga at his residence also. Pramod Sawant called his arrest kidnapping by the Aam Aadmi Party. Government and Tejasvi Surya said Bagga was arrested by goons in uniform. But the Aam Aadmi Party is defiant. AAP hit back at the BJP and fired the Gunda Party jibe at the Saffron Party.
कल बहुत कुछ हुआ, हमने देखा कि सियासी हलचल लगातार लगी रही और रातों रात कोर्ट के दरवाजे भी खटखटाने पड़े। कहा यह जा रहा था कि मोहाली पुलिस जो है वो आपके यहाँ पर आपको अरेस्ट करने के लिए आ रही है। क्या कुछ चल रहा है, आप बता पाए तो?
देखिए, मुझे न्यायालय में पूरा भरोसा है और जिस तरीके से न्यायालय ने कल फिर अरविंद केजरीवाल के मुंह पर एक तमाचा मारा, जिस तरीके से माइनॉरिटी कमीशन ने एक अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार पे तमाचा मारा है, ये दर्शाता है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल कानून से बड़े नहीं, वो कानून का मिसयूज कर सकते हैं। लेकिन मैं उनको चुनौती देता हूं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल अगर 100 एफआईआर करे तब भी हमें डरा नहीं सकते। इस देश में अरविंद केजरीवाल का कानून नहीं चलेगा, इस देश में डॉक्टर बाबा साहब भीमराव अंबेडकर का कानून चलेगा। और अरविंद केजरीवाल अगर अपने आप को डॉक्टर बाबा भीमराव अंबेडकर साहब से बड़ा समझते हैं तो मैं उनको कहना चाहता हूं, उनका ये गरूर भी ज्यादा दिन रहने वाला नहीं।
तेजिंदर सिंह बग्गा को दिल्ली से गिरफ्तार करते समय उनको पगड़ी नहीं बांधने दी। शिकायत मिलती है कि ये केसों की बेअदबी की गई क्योंकि उस पर दस्तार नहीं सजाने दी। तो इसके लिए माइनॉरिटी कमीशन ने पंजाब सरकार को 14 मई के लिए नोटिस दिया है कि हमें 7 दिन के बारे में इस पे पूरी डिटेल रिपोर्ट भेजी जाए, जिसको हम आगे इसका विचार कर सकें और आगे कार्रवाई कर सकें।
जो पंजाब और हरियाणा हाई कोर्ट का फैसला आया है, ये सत्य की जीत है, ये संविधान की जीत है, ये कानून के राज की जीत है, ये न्याय की जीत है और ये बहुत बड़ा तमाचा है उन लोगों के मुंह पर जो अपनी तानाशाही मानसिकता दिखाते हुए पंजाब पुलिस को अपनी पर्सनल गेस्टापो की तरह इस्तेमाल करके राजनीतिक विरोधियों को प्रताड़ित करने की कुत्सित मानसिकता के साथ इस्तेमाल करना चाहते थे।
मोहाली कोर्ट का जो आदेश है वो अब आप देखिए, उसमें साफ तौर पे अरेस्ट वारंट जारी हुआ है। पंजाब की सरकार ने कहा है कि जब हाई कोर्ट की सुनवाई होगी उस वक्त पूरा मामला सामने रखा जाएगा। इस पे हाई कोर्ट ने कल रात को सुन के अब आगे जो सुनवाई होगी उस पे तस्वीर साफ होगी कि क्या होता है। तो ये जरूर साबित हो गया बीजेपी की इतनी पूरी भाग दौड़ और पूरी प्रक्रिया से कि एक गुंडे को बचाने के लिए किसी भी हद तक भारतीय जनता पार्टी जा सकती है।
The controversial Gyanvapi mosque controversy has now gotten further complicated. This is the second day of the videography survey as was ordered by the court, but a court-appointed commissioner, and all of this was disrupted. The next hearing in this is over the removal of the commissioner Ajay Kumar, and that will be conducted on 10th May. So there's expected to be another visit very soon. Now remember, this has become political. It's also brewing in the state over the temple mosque issue. Here's a report exactly to what has actually happened, as there was a court-appointed commissioner survey videography to be ordered, but is not being permitted.
Court-appointed survey at the Gyanvapi Mosque, Shringar Gauri complex stopped for the second day. Lawyers denied entry into the complex as protests continued by the Muslim community.
ज्ञानवापी मस्जिद का जो प्रवेश द्वार है उसको खुलवा करके अंदर जाने के लिए प्रयास किया, जिस पर मैंने अपना विरोध दर्ज करवाया और कहा गया, मैंने कहा कि कोर्ट का कोई इस तरह का आदेश नहीं है कि मन की बैरिकेडिंग के अंदर आप जाकर के उसका वीडियोग्राफी लें। लिहाजा मैं वकील कमिश्नर के निष्पक्षता पर सीधे प्रश्न चिन्ह खड़ा करते हुए मैं इसी आशय का प्रार्थना पत्र न्यायालय में दे करके इन वकील कमिश्नर महोदय को मैं बदलवाने के लिए प्रार्थना पत्र दूंगा।
आज सर्वे आप लोग गए करने, क्या दिक्कत आया?
रोका गया, प्रशासन सुरक्षा कर्मियों ने कहा कि हमारे पास कोई आदेश नहीं, हम नहीं जाने देंगे।
और मुस्लिम पक्ष की तरफ से क्या कहा गया?
मुस्लिम पक्ष भी अंदर सैकड़ों की संख्या में थी, जिन्होंने दरवाजा रोक कर खड़ा थे और अंदर नहीं जाने दिया।
अंदर हुआ क्या जब आप लोग गई तो अंदर क्या हुआ?
बहुत ज्यादा की संख्या में उधर से जो है कि लोग आ गए थे और हम लोग को अंदर जाने नहीं दिया गया।
Now an incomplete report is going to be presented before the local court that had ordered the survey and demanded a report by the 10th of May. The caretakers of the mosque allege the court commissioner tasked to inspect the highly sensitive religious complex is biased.
हम लोग यहाँ पर आए हैं बस केवल उनको अधिवक्ता कमिश्नर महोदय को और अधिवक्ता वादी को काफी रिसीव कराने, हम कार्रवाई में पार्टिसिपेट करने नहीं आए।
क्यों आपने कार्रवाई का बहिष्कार कर दिया है?
क्योंकि हमें कमिश्नर साहब की निष्पक्षता पर हमें संदेह था।
Day 1 of the videography survey of the mosque complex in Varanasi was also blocked. A political war has now erupted. AIMIM chief Asawuddin Owaisi says the court order for survey could spark communal violence.
अगर ये मसले को तूल कोई दे रहा है तो वो बीजेपी दे रही है और संघ परिवार दे रही है। वो ये चाहते हैं कि वो जो नफरत का दौर था हमारे मुल्क में 1990 का, दोबारा इस मुल्क में दोहराने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
कहीं पे मंदिर पे चर्चा हो रही है, कहीं मस्जिद पे चर्चा हो रही है, कोई गाय के ऊपर चर्चा कर रहा है, कोई गोबर के ऊपर चर्चा कर रहा है। ये देश बन गया। क्या इस देश की कल्पना हम लोगों ने की थी? हमें ये देश नहीं चाहिए। हमें वो देश चाहिए जिसके अंदर फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट पर बात हो, रोजगार पे बात हो, इंडस्ट्रीज पे बात हो, नए भारत की बात हो।
The BJP meanwhile has warned those who blocked the survey.
जो ज्ञानवापी मस्जिद में वीडियोग्राफी का विरोध कर रहे हैं वो न्यायालय का विरोध कर रहे हैं, और जो न्यायालय का विरोध करेगा वो भरेगा।
कानून व्यवस्था को एकदम मेंटेन रखेंगे और कानून का राज स्थापित करेंगे, कहीं कोई अप्रिय घटना न घटे, इस बात की लगातार हम चिंता करेंगे।
After Ayodhya, the call for a temple in Kashi has become the next big flashpoint. Bureau Report, India Today.
And through the day, political reactions have been coming in on this story. Remember, this is again taking communal overtones, but it's a court-appointed examination and videography that needs to be done. Take a look at what the netas are saying.
जो औरंगजेब की क्रूर, क्रिमिनल और कम्युनल करतूत थी, वो उस सच्चाई को स्वीकार करना चाहिए जो हकीकत दिखाई पड़ रही है। जहाँ तक सवाल है कोर्ट ने क्या कहा है, कहाँ पर क्या सर्वे हो रहा है, इस पर हमें टिप्पणी कोई नहीं करनी है।
जो तनाव की स्थिति आ रही है उससे बहुत स्पष्ट है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपना जो एजेंडा है उसको आगे बढ़ाने का काम कर रही है। ये जो पोलराइजेशन की नीति जब गवर्नेंस में पूरी तरह से भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार फेल हो रही है तो वो ध्यान भटकाने के लिए, ध्यान को डाइवर्ट, टेंशन को डाइवर्ट करने के लिए तो इस तरह के मुद्दे खड़े करते हैं।
ये बेहद दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात है कि कोर्ट के आदेश आ जाने के बाद भी जिस प्रकार से कुछ लोग इस कोर्ट के ऑर्डर की अवमानना कर रहे हैं, भड़का रहे हैं, इसे पूरा होने से रोक रहे हैं, ये दिखाता है कि अगर वीडियोग्राफी हो जाएगी तो ऐसा कौन सा सत्य बाहर निकल कर आ जाएगा जो इन लोगों को इतना बौखला रहा है।
We'll be tracking all the latest on this issue. It's a wrap for this bulletin for now. You can always log on to indiatoday.in for all the latest or download the application on your phones. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Stay tuned.